Toby drinking water. Making sure we have water for him. It's very hot in Western Oregon. Heat wave. Toby pig sniffing around for more food. Well, he's not going to get any of that. Not right now. Let's see. I'll put this on pause for a second. If I can figure it out. I'm trying to get him to calm down. Let's see. Now I gotta stop. Oh, he's kind of mad sometimes. He gets kind of snappy sometimes. Anyway, I got this stick here. I use it to help me walk. But it's also, somebody said you need to fork your pig. I think I mentioned that before. And that means scratch him down the spine. Big, long spine. And he's a miniature pig. Imagine if he was a ton long, whatever, hog. But anyway, so sometimes, let's see what happens. Let's see if he likes that. Well, he mostly likes it. Anyway, let's see. Get over here, put this on pause again for a second. Well, there he goes, wandering around. I want to try to get him. Anyway, what Toby is a miniature pig, and people might not believe that, but he is. He's part Vietnamese pot-bellied pig and something else. He's a rescue pig we got 5 years ago. He's about 9 years old. And let's see, he's heading towards his house. And it's hot here, so he's extra lazy. We only feed him about 6 ounces miniature pig food twice a day, along with some celery and other green vegetables. Sometimes a carrot, but carrots are kind of fattening. They can have a tendency to get arthritis and things like that as they get older. And I guess there he goes on his side like that. So let's see if I can get a little closer to him. Anyway, you have to be careful when you buy a miniature pig or get one at a rescue. They'll tell you what they are. But if you try to buy one, owners that selling pigs will sometimes say, oh, he won't get any bigger, she won't get any bigger than a teacup or small pig. But that's not necessarily true. You have to be really careful. Anyway, let's see. I'm trying to sneak up. He likes to be, especially when it's cooler, he likes to be, I think I mentioned it, scratched with a stick or a fork up and down his head. So sometimes like that, let's see, that. And this is his house. He goes in there in the winter, he buries himself in the straw. We don't use hay, try to use straw because he doesn't eat the straw. And this out here is his pig house. And he can go in our yard, but the front yard, we have a few acres here, but we don't want him to today because we're expecting a package. And if a pig sees a package, you got a broken up package. It's happened before, and my partner Rosalia really gets mad about that. I'm not happy about it, but anyway, she gets real mad, and for good reason. We don't want him to get into extra food. And, it's just you don't want your pigs messing up. In fact, he's come into our house where he used to be a house pig, but our house isn't set up for a pig. And one time Rosalia heard something rustling around the shelf with food and stuff, and she thought it was me. But she came outside and started to, what? She saw Toby had gotten in the door and locked the back door properly. And he was in there rustling around, and I was in the barn, and she starts yelling, get back inside immediately. And so I did, and, I got him out. But sometimes Toby mistakes Rosalia for the woman, farrier, who comes over, along with our friend who holds the pig. It's called a pig holder, as she, the farrier, trims his hooves and cuts with a wire his tusks if they need to be. Also, once a year we give him a pig vaccine. It's called Rhina, RHINI, Shield TX4. They need that every year. And when we feed him a few times a year, we put worm in his food. So they need space. They need to be in, like a cat box type thing if they're inside, or if they're outside, or whatever. He's on the deck and out there more. you know, it's got to work with it like any other animal, from a rabbit to a cat to anything else. But anyway, let's see. He lets me. Sometimes he likes this. I go up to him. Like, where is his? Hard to get the snout in focus with the camera. So he likes to be scratched there, and also above the snout, there's these folds of skin. And I try to get the dried food, out of there. He can't do it himself, of course, with his hooves. Sometimes it gets mad when I mess with him, and I try to get the extra hay off of him. But I was thinking about changing his name to Lightning or Pugsley Pig, from that Addams Family character. But anyway, it's kind of goofy. He was, when he was a little piglet, they called him Toby, and I suppose he'll always remain Toby. Maybe Lightning Toby. That sounds kind of cool. But there he is, our little Toby. Don't get so he is tempting, to wrestle with and stuff, but I try not to wrestle with these, because I'm sure it's not nice to tease animals, of course. We don't do that kind of stuff. And I have a story about, I don't think I should say it here, but if you look up Coquille, Coquille, Oregon, a story about hogs, a very sad man, a man that had a sad spirit. Well, I don't want to get into it, but you can check that out. You can Google it on the internet. Just got to be a little careful with our pig friends, especially if there's 10 or 12 or 20 hogs involved. Okay, y'all, take it easy. Thank you for watching.